Welcome to The Explainer, where we take on really complex topics and, well, turn them into clear, engaging explainers. So, if you've ever tried to pull data from a website, you know the feeling, right? You see all this valuable information just sitting there on the screen, but trying to actually get it into a spreadsheet or a database, it feels like you've just hit a brick wall. And that's because, websites today aren't just simple pages anymore. They're basically fortresses, guarded by all these sophisticated anti-bot systems designed to stop scrapers dead in their tracks. They leave you with blocked connections, annoying captchas, and worst of all, just empty files. So let's figure out how we can start to dismantle those defenses. Okay, so first things first, we really need to understand the battlefield. See, not all websites are created equal. Knowing the difference between an easy target and one of those heavily defended fortresses, well, that's the first step to victory. This right here, this is why most simple scrapers fail. It's so important. They make a request to a dynamic website, and what do they get back? An empty shell. They completely miss all the good stuff because the data is loaded after the initial page loads, all thanks to JavaScript. It's kind of like showing up to a concert before the band has even gotten on stage. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because the detection goes so deep. Websites aren't just checking your IP address anymore, not by a long shot. They're literally building a unique fingerprint of your visit. They analyze everything from how your browser renders graphics to the specific signature of your secure connection. They're looking for any tiny sign that you aren't human. So, how in the world do we navigate this gauntlet? I mean, a simple script just isn't going to cut it. We need a command center, a versatile, powerful tool that can adapt its strategy and overcome any defense a website decides to throw at us. And that's where n8n comes in. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like digital Legos for automation. Each little block is called a node, and it performs a specific action, like, say, making a web request, parsing data, or sending an email. You just connect these blocks together on a visual canvas to build pretty much anything you can imagine. This quote from the community just hits the nail on the head. That versatility is exactly why we're using it. See, it's not just a scraper. It's an entire hub that can bring together a whole suite of tools to become the ultimate scraping machine. Now, to really unlock the full potential of this thing, we're not just going to use n8n. We're going to own it. We're going to build our very own private, powerful instance from the ground up by self-hosting. Self-hosting puts you in complete command. You're in the driver's seat of your data and your tools. And for what we're doing, setting this up on something powerful like a liquid web managed VPS, that gives us the stability and raw power we need without any of the limitations of a shared service. So, how do we actually get this complex application running in a reliable way? The answer is a really cool tool called Docker Compose. It basically lets us define our entire setup, n8n, its database, even a secure web proxy, all in one single configuration file. It's like having the perfect blueprint for your deployment, every single time. And you know what? The whole process is actually surprisingly straightforward. We're talking 3 simple steps, and you have a production-ready, secure, and super powerful automation server. You make one file for your variables, define the services in another, and then run one single command. That's it. You're ready to go. Okay, our base of operations is established. Now for the fun part. Let's deploy our toolkit. We're going to start simple and then ramp things up to see how n8n can handle everything from easy static sites to those really heavily protected web apps. For those static websites, the simple documents we talked about earlier, it's a clean 2-step process. First, the HTTP request node just grabs all the page's HTML. Then, the HTML extract node uses simple CSS selectors to pull out exactly what you want, like book titles and prices. It's quick, super efficient, and honestly, pretty satisfying. This table, right here, lays out our entire strategy for those tougher targets. It's basically a chess match, and for every defensive move a website makes, n8n has a powerful counter. They throw JavaScript challenges at us, we use a real browser engine with Puppeteer. They try to fingerprint us, we activate stealth mode. They block our IP, we just route our traffic through rotating proxies. We have a move for every play. So when the fight gets really tough, We call in the specialists. Firecrawl is an AI-powered engine that doesn't just scrape a site, it understands it. This is your go-to when you're dealing with crazy, complex sites where the layout changes all the time and traditional scrapers would just break. And why reinvent the wheel? For huge platforms like Instagram or Google Maps that have these notoriously difficult defenses, someone has probably already solved it. Appify is a whole marketplace for these pre-built scrapers, they call them actors, that handle all the complexity for you. You just plug them into your workflow and save yourself weeks of work. Think of Browserless as your ultimate disguise. It gives your automation the full power of a real Chrome browser that's running in the cloud. So, to the website you're scraping, your requests look completely indistinguishable from a real human user, which is absolutely key to bypassing a lot of those CAPTCHAs and other behavioral checks. Building a scraper that works once, that's one thing. But building a resilient, professional automation that runs reliably day after day, well, that's a whole different ballgame. It means you have to think like a pro and design for failure, not just for success. This insight from the n8n community is absolutely critical, you guys. A great automation isn't one that never fails, because trust me, they all fail eventually. A great automation is one that tells you when it fails so you can go in and fix it. You have to build in monitoring right from the start. So how do you do it? What's the secret? Well, building these resilient workflows that can handle failure gracefully, it comes down to one single node. It's called the error trigger. You just create a separate workflow that starts with this one node, and it will automatically run anytime one of your other workflows fails. It's perfect for sending alerts to Slack or email so you always know what's going on. And finally, mastering automation really means you have to sweat the small stuff. These little configuration details might seem minor, but believe me, they are the difference between a brittle script that breaks all the time and a robust, professional-grade automation system that you can actually rely on. So with a self-hosted n8n instance and this whole arsenal of tools we've talked about, you now have the power to access and automate the web's massive library of information. You can build real-time market monitors, track your competitors, fuel your own custom AI agents. The possibilities are truly limitless. The only question left is, what are you going to build first?